Hello everyone, Josh first back again, bringing you guys some more Shining Beyond videos, and today we got a very important educational video, especially if you're free to play. Now, this could really boost your accounts going forward in the short term and maybe even in the long term of this game. This could be a decision that if you make a mistake on could cost you very, very much at the beginning and could halt your progress substantially. So you might want to stay tuned and pay attention to this video as we're going to be talking about Valianites. What do you do with them? You get them from summoning, but now what? Where do I use them? What do I use them on? We're going to be going over all that and more in today's video, so definitely stay tuned. We're going to be going over a few different options, how to use different things, and really try to push your accounts forward, especially, again, I cannot stress this enough, especially for free-to-plays. So let's go ahead and go down here to the shop. Let's go down here to the Valianite shop. Now the Valianite shop is the very last option on the right from the premium section. You get these, it's kind of like a 1-for-1. You do a summon, you get a Valianite on select banners. That's how it works. So the first thing that a lot of people are seeing on this shop that is intriguing them, they're looking and they're saying, okay, Hero Selector Valiants, I'm going for that, right? Because Valiants are the strongest characters in the game stat-wise. Because they get that additional stat boost over all SSRs. You would be wrong and right at the same time. For one, yes, those characters are very hard to obtain. They're harder to build up. So it would make sense to grab those, especially since it's a selector. Problem being, after you hit that 5-star threshold, it starts to become very, very long term. Okay. You're going to have to put a lot of investment into getting the dupes for those, especially with the 5-to-1 ratio in the Forge for those types of units. So even if you grab that one ticket, that's fine. That's cool. But that's not going to get you very far beyond 5-star. And it's going to cost you 150 summons. So if you're a whale, obviously that's something that you're probably going to look forward to. But if you are free to play or even a casual spender like myself that only spends a little bit here and there, you do not want to go into that hero selector. You don't want to do it because there's more value in stuff that we're going to be talking about at the bottom of this shop. The class orb selector, again, same situation. Free to plays, casual spenders, kind of really not something that you want to look into. Costume dust as well. And then we have the hero, the 6-star hero weapon, equipment, and hepatitis, as I call it, toolkit. These are very, very bad. And the reason why I say that is because the stat gap between 5-star and 6-star isn't really all that much. Obviously, there is a slight bump, but it's not enough to really want to try and go out of your way to try and build up 6-star equipment. If you get it through various means, such as your idol, through doing story, through doing, certain rewards, getting them for free currencies, or even getting them from the wishing area, that's fine. Then you can build up that gear as you get it. But do not go out of your way to build up 6-star equipment because you don't really start seeing a big stat boost until you get to 7-star. 7-star is going to be the next one you're going to really want to work hard on. So for now, focus mostly on getting all your 5-star gear, build up as best you can, tiering it up, grading it up, etc. We will have a gear guide video coming here at some point soon, in the next day or so, hopefully. But 6-star, it's not that important because, like I said, it's only a slight bump over 5-star. The next big bump you're going to get is going to be 7-star. So it's not really something that you need to worry about investing hard into right now. Get it as you get it, otherwise ignore it. Now, that leaves us with the last 4 things here. The Stat Rune Selector, the Splendid Omni Shard, the Medium Job Relic Selector, and the Rebirth Stone. Now, the Rebirth Stone is very, very useful if you make a big mistake. Like you invest hard into one character, and then let's say a month or two down the road, you realize that character is just not carrying its weight anymore. You can go ahead and pop a Rebirth Stone on that character and get a lot of those resources back and invest them into somebody else. So that's something that you might want to look into way down the road. But for right now, it's not something that you really need to concern yourself with. Because at this point in the game, you should still be re-rolling or not re-rolling, but at least building up only 3, 4, 5 units tops. And you shouldn't have that big of a mess up. especially if you've been watching guides and researching as best you can. So hopefully most of you have not really had that big mistake, and if you have, I would recommend maybe perhaps restarting, since it is still very early in the game's release. But, so, the stat rune selector, that's going to be another thing that you really don't need to really invest into at this time. And the Splendid Omni Shards, while I would say this is probably the second or third best thing in this shop, again, you're going to run into the situation where after 5 stars, 6 star, etc., you're going to need a ton of shards. Now, granted, this could help you get from a 6 star to a 7 star potentially. Maybe one character. But the stat increase you're going to get isn't going to outweigh what you're going to be getting from the item that you see to the right, that you can see clearly that I already bought 4 of and it's sold out. And I'm sure a lot of you connected the dots by now. Medium Job Relic Selector is the way to go. And the reason why it's the way to go is we're going to talk about that in a minute, and how big and how impactful it really can be on your game's progression and pursuing harder difficulty stages of content in the game quicker, rather than at a slower pace. You can kind of almost forcefully push your account to another level than you could have beforehand. Because the Splendid Omni Shards, let's be honest, unless you've whaled out in this game, you're probably not going to be using those anytime soon. Because that's taking a 6-star hero to a 7-star, which means you're already beyond the capabilities of most players right now. And I mean most. Like, even some of the whales, I don't even know if a lot of the whales are even working on 7-star characters yet. So you're talking about something that might not even be relevant to you for another potential month or so. So for right now, we're sticking to Job Relic Selectors. And what these bad boys can do is just, it's amazing. Now, I've spoken with a lot of other top players in the game, including some whales, some of the top communities, and we went over and we kind of broke this down, and this is actually really neat trick that I'm about to kind of, expose to the world. So I hope a lot of you are paying attention and this helps a lot of you out. If you get these Job Relic Selectors for, I would say, potentially up to 2 classes right now. I would stick to 2, to be honest. I wouldn't try to buy one of like 4 different classes. I would stick to 2 to get the most value. So for example, for me, when I bought this, I'm going to be using the relics for Warrior and Rogue. And what's cool is there's a breakdown feature for relics. Now, it will cost you quite a bit of gold, so make sure you do have some gold saved up. As you can see, I'm a little bit short on gold right now, so I'll have to wait a little bit to farm up some gold for the next 2 or 3 days to have enough to really do what I want to do. But I'm going to show you what you can do with these. So if you buy 4 of these, you're going to be able to purchase up to 4 of these different classes, or 4 of one, or 2 of 2 different kind of classes, however you want to break them down. But basically you get 4 of these, which is going to give you a grand total of 60 6-star relics, which you can break down. So if we go down to one of our characters here, for example, so like my Athena, let's go to my Athena. So if we go to my Athena's job, you'll see here that she's currently sitting at 5 out of 8 on Crusader. I'm trying to get her to Defender, obviously. But I need these bad boys. I need these job relics to be able to kind of progress her up to level 8 so I can go and get her to Defender or Dark Templar or, whatever you're wanting to take her to, or whatever character you're working on, right? And I will say this. The job advancements give you so much stats. I'm talking big stats. You could get multiple thousands of BP out of doing your job ups, your job class upgrades. It's phenomenal, the increase that you get, because not only do they upgrade your stats, they can upgrade your skill levels as well. So they're very important to upgrade your character's job classes. And if you're free to play, becoming stronger and strongest as you possibly can early on will help you progress through some of those early obstacles that some other players might be experiencing if they did not use this strategy. So you'll see here that I need 20 more of those 3 stars, right? Well, what's cool is if you transmute, this works really nice. You can merge up or you can break down. So for example, I can take a 1-star for a 3-to-1 ratio. I could take 3 1-stars and make 1 2-star, and then go up to 3 stars, go up to 4 star, go up to 5, go up to 6, etc, etc. But if I buy a 6-star For example, let's pretend this is a 6-star. I can break it backwards. So what's really nice is if you get 15 of the 6-stars, or even 30 if you do my strategy where you buy 2 for one class and 2 for another class, you have 30 of each. If you break those down, you're going to get a lot of 5-stars, which you then break down into 4-stars, which you'll then break down into your 3-stars. And you want to make sure you do the math correctly, because you don't want to overspend by over breaking. You don't want to break more than you have to, because it is expensive and you do not want to waste resources. So make sure you do the math here, guys, to find out exactly how much you need, and do it step at a time. Don't try to think ahead. Don't try to overshoot it. For example, if I wanted to break down my 6-stars, I would say, okay, I need 20 3-stars, and then that's it. And then when I see that I upgrade to level 6 out of 8, I'll see how many I need for level 7, how many I need for level 8, and then we'll go from there. And since those shops refresh, I would recommend buying those every time the shop refreshes, as many times as you can, until you get your characters to the job class level ups that you'd like them to be, for the most part, and then your stats will explode and you'll be better off for it. You'll be able to beat harder to beat stages of story, which of course will help you in the long term significantly, because then your idle will give you better rewards. So you're getting rewarded more when you're not playing, when you're idle, for up to 12 hours a day. So that's huge. That is massive. That is a big upgrade to your accounts if you're a free-to-play or casual spender. So hopefully this strategy helps a lot of you out. Definitely make sure that you do so, because I highly recommend that strategy over any other strategy right now with your Valanites. So until next time, have a good one, guys. If this video was helpful, don't forget to leave some love with that like, and helps the channel out as well. Don't forget to subscribe, check notifications, join us in the Discord in the description below, and I'm going to catch you guys all in the next one. Until then, as always, peace.